Hi, I'm Diane Sismour. I'm going to be reading from a short story out of the anthology That Darkened Doorstep, Unopened Doors, published by Sunbury Press. Ashes to Ashes. Mom used to hurry me into the bottom cupboard to hide, knowing firsthand that a fist was harder to swing in a small place. A punch is coming, I'm certain. Alone in the confessional, I realized the basket weave walls only screen prying eyes, not sins. The kneeler has indentations worn almost to the wood from those before me. I guess this adds to the penance. The world is full of sinners. My knees can't manage any more praying. As a girl, when Mom bent to polishing every bench and seat back after service, I'd switch on the pipe organ and press the pedals, the low notes that nobody could hear, just feel, and let the spirits speak in the tones. Hadn't been here for a year, but some habits are hard to kill. The tubes soar 3 stories, reverberating deep within me, murmuring as lungs sighing and rising till the belfries whistle in the ravaging storm. The old wooden church stands creaking, and a crack of thunder quakes the foundation. Prayer candles flicker light through the darkness, thick in the high ceiling to the wooden beams, the ribs of St. Agnes protecting the flock's faith, a guise that good vanquishes evil. Moving to the pews, I sit in the middle of row 6, where me and her sat each weekend till we drifted. Mom would come home smelling of wax and lemons on Sunday afternoons. The wood still glistens smooth. Before Dad tossed me into the street like yesterday's trash, I believed good and evil had sides. Mama in one and him on the other. The elbow to his gut was self-defense, but he hadn't seen it that way. The blistered flesh seared into my cheek tells me he's wrong. Mom didn't take me back either. The rift still burns a year later. Reaching into my bag, I pull out the meds and shake the tiny white pills into my palm, pushing them around and counting. It's October 5th with 16 left until the 27th. A nervous shudder runs through me. The merciless pharmacy won't refill the bottle until then. When the voice whispers, touching soft as a butterfly's kiss until a thrum fills my head, I pop one into my mouth. 15 left until the 27th. The candlelight illuminates the plum and cobalt and aqua and sapphire in the stained glass window of Christ, carrying the cross with spearheads guiding his way. Lightning flashes crystalline against the window, reflecting a divergent image of him rising above the masses, healed. Rain splatting the glass stops as abruptly as the front blew in. The wind continues to howl the cries of souls caught between. If an omission counts as a lie, then thousands had sat in that confessional before me and paved their paths to hell. The thought doesn't pass more than 2 breaths when Lydia Crossgrove barges into the church, up the aisle, and plops her ass beside mine, stinking like a burned-out electric socket. Her pupils are black ink wells, crackhead. Bowing her gaze, refusing to return mine, she says it's time. We hightail down the aisle and flick the switch off the pipe organ before bounding through the doors. Outside, the ground drank the sparse drops faster than a thirsty alcoholic drains a bottle. Nary a puddle lay witness that it rained at all. Along the street, the red and orange and yellow piles raked this afternoon topple as the wind shoves us backward, heading to her pickup truck. A myriad of dry leaves escapes the belly of the one she plows through, twirling in a dance, swooping to the cemetery. Watching as the oak and chestnut and maple hug against the gravestones, ominous chills race along my spine. Drive faster. The steeple diminishes in the distance from the rearview mirror. From the light of the headlights, the naked trees claw the starless sky as we careen through Kutztown to the Pennsylvania suburbia. She grinds the pickup truck to a stop 1 house from the intersection of Elm and 4th. Cars fill the driveway and spill onto the street. Recognizing all but one, I rummage through my sack purse and toss her a pack of cigarettes. Thanks for the ride, Lydia. The weatherman's forecast of 50% probability couldn't be truer. The rain hadn't hit this half of the town at all. A cold, sharp wind blows. The leaves blanketing the yard rattle across the uneven concrete walkway, swooping at the stoop. The sign on the door hits at eye level. No smoking, oxygen in use. They don't want me here, but guess what? Surprise. Flickering on a pilfered cigar torch and lighting a cigarette, I draw hard on the smoke to get the heady courage to walk into the house, blocking out everything except for the reason to step over the threshold. The ash burns to the filter. The butt drops to the rubber mat. Without knocking, I grip the knob and shove open the door. 3 generations of family with drinks in hand, celebrating her departure, fill the room with chatter and sounding like geese honking at the park. The leaves whipping in draw my attention to me. Dad says shit. Does me good to watch as his hand moves lower on his stomach to where my elbow had found his vulnerable target. The hem of his sun-bleached t-shirt just covers the protruding gut. From the others, wide-eyed stares and slack jaws. There yammering turns to silence. At least witnesses are here, just in case. Dad puffs a fat cigar. Mom's oxygen tank hides beneath the side table out of sight. She always hated the stench of the smoke. A can of air freshener sits next to the water bottle beside her. I want to spray the citrus fresh scent in his face, but resist. This moment is between me and her, not him. Mom's hiding cupboard stands behind him. Remember the first time she hid me in there? I'd cried quiet tears listening as bone hit flesh and Dad had knocked her out. Then he and my brothers found me. They handed me off, one to the next, ruining me. I couldn't walk. Stealing my fingers across the burn scars running under my arms, I told no one. There is no one telling ever. I scowl at them. Dad, my 3 linebacker-sized brothers, and a man I don't know wearing a suit coat and collar stand between me and her. I plow through them to where Mom's thin, hunchback body lies silent on the makeshift hospital bed. Her nose crooked from running into too many doors. A bolt juts from her pinned wrist from the last time she fell down the stairs. Her fingers, arthritic claws, beaten down and worked to death. No harsh rasp strangle her breaths. No white knuckles thinking each will be her final. Nothing. Unlooping the oxygen tube from her ears, I roll up the hose and turn off the tank. Leaning in, whispering, to think I had to learn you were breathing your last from Cousin Lydia. Had to give her a whole pack to hurry me over here. I adjust her nightdress flat across her chest, kiss her slack cheek, closing my eyes to breathe in her scent, lemon and bleach, one last time, and whisper, I forgive you. When I open them, she's shimmering white. Tears fall, smearing my ebony eyeliner down on the way of her, but not caring a damn. She's going to heaven. Turning to my brothers, blackness surrounds them. Dad, too. Hoagie dressing drips down his beard onto his shirt. Beer cans, leaving condensation marks, sit straight on the wooden table instead of on coasters. Mom would have scurried over to fix the mess. My eyes draw to the kitchen counter of mostly empty sandwich platters. Ignoring the hollowness within, I will the growls to stop and wrist away the spent makeup. You're all evil. Everyone standing in the room backs away from me. They all return the hateful glare with grim faces, save for one. The stranger steps forward. His aura isn't black, it's purple. In a defensive stance, I grab the can of air freshener and hold it at eye level like a mace. Who the hell are you? You're not her spiritual director. Where's Father Abbott? He holds a Bible before him as though it were a shield and jokes with a British accent. I've been called worse. Father Abbott transferred yesterday to another parish. I'm Brett, Father Bretlaw. Glaring at my siblings to dare them to interfere, I throw back my shoulders and bring myself to full height, all of 5'1". I'm Angel. Staring down Dad, I say in all sincerity, but I've been called far worse. He turns to them, gives the sign of the cross, and says, I'm sorry for your loss. May the Lord be with you. Then he pivots to me and offers his hand. Angel, you missed the last rites, but your mother is absolved of her sins. I know, she was glowing ready for heaven. I'm hoping he didn't catch my slip, but by the way his eyes widened, he's suspicious. Gonna have to be careful around this one. Stashing the air freshener in my shoulder bag, from here I can see the family pictures hanging in the hallway. Not a one includes me, not anymore. A small plastic frame by our bedside has the only photo of me and her. The thrift store dress hung on my bony body the day she took me in. My smile missed a front tooth. She looked tired even then. I stuffed that into the sack too. Given one last glare at Dad in the darkness engulfing the room, I judged the distance between me and the table scraps and me from freedom. Ignoring the priest's whole warm, consoling clasp, I beeline out the door and just about make it the sidewalk with a cigarette lit when from behind me I hear, "Angel, I overheard you needed a ride to get here. Where can I drop you?" Hell, if I'll tell him. He wouldn't understand living day-to-day couch surfing and getting to the YMCA early for the free breakfast. He's down in that fancy church on Main Street, drinking out of gold cups and eating party wafers. Hate to tell him, but the wafer dish is empty and the pews make for a hard bed. Back to the church, she'll be looking for me there. He holds the THAT door open. Wedging the bag between my feet, I fill the front seat's floor with my belongings. When he opens his side, the wind screams of another storm brewing.